Hi, my name is Ben Gerald, and I'm a roadway design engineer in the Roadway Design Office in Tallahassee. This presentation will cover the major changes for FDM 212 for this update. The two major changes made to the intersection chapter this year include a new subsection for turning roadways and a location change for the island section. The new turning roadways section includes guidance for an alternative design for channelized right turn lanes. The district's requested criteria or guidance for a modified version of the channelized right turn lane. They were aware of this modified or alternative design included in the 2018 AASHTO Green Book and some research from Illinois. The Illinois research found that the modified design could decrease crashes by 59% over the traditional design. This modified design is also recommended by FHWA to improve pedestrian safety. The top left figure from the latest AASHTO Green Book shows the difference between the traditional design with a flat angle of entry there on the left and the alternative design with the near right angle of entry to the cross street shown on the right here. And as you can see, the alternative design improves pedestrian visibility by changing the driver's angle of approach to the crosswalk. And it reduces the driver's head turning movement at the cross street and reduces vehicle speeds. The figures on the right also are the result of some Illinois research on the modified right turn lane. The options shown include all the benefits mentioned in the AASHTO Green Book, but they also provide room for a large truck to make the turn as shown in option 2 with the striped out area. The research resulted in a CRF of 59, which they included in the Crash Modification Factors Clearinghouse. However, neither AASHTO nor Illinois gave a great deal of guidance or criteria, especially for pedestrian accommodations. So we looked at FHWA and other states to see what they had done. The Texas DOT researched the alternative design and developed guidance based on that research. Their approach was to create a balance between the safety and mobility of all roadway users. They have 14 pages of guidance for new construction and retrofit treatments. The figure on the bottom left is one of the figures included in their guidance. Texas design provides guidance for crosswalks with a minimum setback of 20 feet from the yield line. They also recommend that the angle between the right turn lane and the cross street be 70 degrees with an absolute minimum of 55 degrees. And you can see they provide the same type of striped out area that Illinois showed. And the idea of this design is that vehicles, as they approach, they'll be able to see pedestrians ready to cross or crossing the crosswalk, and they can slow down or stop for them. And then they can proceed past the crosswalk, stop, and look for gaps in oncoming traffic, or just slow down and look for oncoming gaps in traffic, and then pull out. This way they're only having to do one thing at a time. First they look for pedestrians, then after that, after they get past the crosswalk, they look for gaps in traffic. When they're pulled up in this 20-foot minimum space, they aren't impeding the flow of pedestrian traffic on the crosswalk. And the figure on the bottom right is from FHWA. As you can see, the FHWA design is very similar to Texas DOT design. They also have a recommended value of 70 degrees. Well, they say 55 to 70 degrees, the angle between the right turn lane and the cross street. And they recommend that the crosswalk be set back a car length. And a car length that's defined in AASHTO is a passenger car length is 19 feet. So it's pretty close to the 20-foot minimum that Texas recommended. So we developed, based on all the information that we gathered from other states and from FHWA and AASHTO, we developed this new section in turning roadways and turning roadways section and called it the turning roadways with corner islands. And it basically, this section explains the purpose and the value of corner islands and channelized right turn lanes, and describes the two options: the flat angle of entry, which is the traditional design, and the near perpendicular angle of entry, which is the alternative design. We also provide a figure, which you'll notice is very similar to what was shown in FHWA and the Texas DOT design. We thought those were some of the very good, very well thought out designs, and so this is very similar to that. In the language we talk about, it's preferred that you don't have an acceleration lane. We don't want you to have an acceleration lane when you apply this design. It's also best to put it in a C2T context classification, or a C3, C4, C5, all the way up to a C6. It's preferred also to have it in a low speed design, 45 miles per hour or less, where you have pedestrians present. And it's also preferred to have a deceleration lane as you approach the turning movement. And that way it gives time, it gives the approaching vehicles time to slow down if there's a pedestrian crossing the crosswalk. And you'll see the lane is all channelized so that the passenger cars will stay close to the island. And then on the outside is striped out up to the curb, and then the crosswalk, and then the sidewalk on the side. The idea, again, is that it allows for large trucks to encroach into that pavement marking area that's all, so that they don't run over the curb or off the pavement or anything. And that's pretty much it. So the next big change was for FDM 212.13. And what happened here was all the island information, the criteria that was in this section, has been moved to FDM 210, which is our arterials and collectors chapter. And it's been moved into the FDM section 210.3, which is now the medians, islands, and hardened centerline section. So for more information on that, you really want to read through FDM 210 and listen to the webinar on 210. Well, thank you for your time today. Let me know if you have any questions. The best way to contact me is emailing for right now. Thank you.